Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining Synoria's Best Kept Secret podcast. Today, I have with me Miss Shanna J. Hi, how are you today?
Hi, Synoria. I'm great. I'm happy to be here.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to stop by, and we're going to delve into everything that is Shanna J. For those who don't know of you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm an actress. I'm a writer, a filmmaker, photographer, videographer. I'm a nurse. I'm a mother of one. And yeah, really a jack of all trades.
Look, a Renaissance woman, honey. All of that. I love it. You said so you're a mother of one. How old is your child?
she's 8 years old, going on
Hey,
16. Mhm.
okay, okay. So they get to see mommy in her mommy mode and doing all these fantastic different things.
Yeah.
Do they want to be in the industry at all?
She honestly, she's big on doing dance videos. She's big on wanting to help me when I'm rehearsing or I'm doing a self-tape audition. She has been with me on set a few times doing stuff, working behind the camera, and she'll edit videos as well. And she'll be like, "Oh, I'm like mommy, I'm editing." So yeah, I think a little bit I've influenced her for sure.
Oh, that's what's up. I love that. Yes. Well, let's talk a little bit about your career and the different things that you're a part of. So you're an actress, you're a screenwriter, you're also you said filmmaker. So tell us a little bit about some of the things or projects that you've done.
Okay. The biggest and latest one is the series that I wrote towards the end of last year called Blurred Ties. So we've been accepted into a lot of festivals. I actually just came back from Canada for one that we won an award for Best Web Series. So that was pretty cool. It felt like a mini Oscars experience. It's still not out yet, but it will be later this year because we're still rolling through the festival market.
Okay.
But it's not my first web series. I'll say
Okay.
that. Trial and error. But it's finally one that I've done that I've felt really good about, really passionate about, more organized about, and felt like stepping into it, I really knew what I was doing more than when I first started out. So that's the baby right now, and I'm already working on writing season two. Uh,
Okay, you go, girl. I know that's right. No pump, no breaks. We just
no,
keep
you cannot. No
going.
breaks. You got to stay ready so you
Yes,
don't have to
I
get.
love that. Okay. So, I mean, you said that you're going through a few festivals right now. Are you able to tell us about some of those festivals, or how do we go about supporting you in this project throughout this process?
For sure. I think we just got accepted into the Hip Hop Film Festival. I didn't receive all the information yet for it, but I did send them over the assets. So that's going to be in New York in August at the Apollo Theater. So I'm excited about that one.
Yes.
We've gotten to a few others, a few Indie Film Fest, Los Angeles Film Awards. We've already received like our accolades for that. So yeah, it's really just, supporting us on the page, getting ready, subscribing. And when the time comes when we drop the show to just, watch it.
Of course, of course. So you've been doing this, you said, for some time. Can you tell us a little bit, I guess, about your path, your journey? What brought you to this path? What made you know that this was the industry you wanted to be a part of?
I always knew it since I was little. I've always been big on doing little role plays with my Barbie. I've always been big on watching different sitcoms and stuff and just writing down the scripts from the shows and just practicing and pretending at the time that I was an actress. And that's
Okay.
what I was in California because I was born in San Francisco. Um,
Okay.
and when I moved to Florida, it was kind of on the back burner for a bit. I was focused on school, boys, that kind of thing, and not really focused on what were my dreams, what were my goals, what do I really want to do. And
Mm,
I stepped into singing, but then I was like, this is cool and all, but I feel like I'm missing something. I don't feel
mm,
all the way happy. I've been trying out so many different things, and what is it that I'm really passionate about? And I probably figured that out in about 2016 after I had my daughter.
okay.
So I started my production company and I was like, yeah, like this is it. This is what I want more than anything else. So
That's great. I mean, listen, look at that story and that transition, which, that's true for a lot of us out here. You start with one thing and it kind of veers you into a different path where you finally are able to find your footing and, really focus in on it. Now, what do you do as far as honing in on your craft? Are you taking any classes? Are there any companies that you're associating yourself with to, move forward within the industry?
Well, as far as acting, I haven't been in classes for a little bit. I was training with the Actors Gym, Tom Scott. I was training with Malik Whitfield, and everybody's always like, "Who's Malik?" And then I'm like Otis from the Temptations, um, and they're like, "Oh, Otis." But no, really great acting coaches who I learned so much from, and definitely want to dive back into that. It's been more of a financial thing
Gotcha.
why I haven't been training as much, but it's definitely something I want to get back into this year for sure. But I do end up, I'm still auditioning. So I'm still actively working on the craft. I do rehearsals with my friends and things like that. So it does give me a bit of practice. I do watch and study a lot of movies and actors and things like that, just to learn, become more comfortable with myself. And as far as filmmaking and writing, again, same deal, like studying scripts, watching movies, picking up the camera and going to just shoot something by writing a short script and just saying, hey, let's go film this. And I work with my friend over at Believe Media. His name is Alex.
Okay.
Um, and we do a lot of creative stuff together whenever we have the time in between managing, our families.
Well, that's good. And it's always good to have friends within the industry or within the things that you're interested in. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because you have somebody to lean on, not only as a friend, but creatively, which a lot of us need those outlets or being able to bounce those ideas off of one another. So I
For
think that's a really cool thing that you have a friend that you're able to do that, with. Let
Yes.
me ask you this. As far as your production company, what are some of the productions that you put on thus far? Like, are you honed in on a particular genre, or do you, versatile yourself?
I absolutely love thrillers. I haven't done one yet, but
Okay.
it's on my list. I've done some horrors. I do a lot of drama, and of course, drama you pick it up because you're like, oh, this is the easiest one. This feels most comfortable. But I definitely love thrillers. That's on my list next. I want to do a holiday movie, so I started writing a feature for that. I've been wanting to do a faith-based film. I'm open to a lot. I even want to do action. Not me personally, not acting in it to do the act.
Right, right. It's okay.
I'll be in there somewhere, but I'm not gonna be doing the moves. But I'm definitely excited to dive into those types of genres. I don't want to say, hey, I just do romance. I just do, XYZ. Uh,
Okay.
I'm open to a lot for sure.
Yes, yes. You want to keep doors open. So then that way, again, you just never know where you may land. So then that way you're able to, cross between the genres and open up yourself to other opportunities. Um,
Definitely.
Speaking of opportunities, what tell us a little bit about your first opportunity when you started acting? Like, what was one of those first opportunities like?
I think the first opportunity I created for myself.
Okay.
When I wrote something and I filmed myself, and within that time, I started diving into theater with a company, Deja Vu Theater, and that really helped me expand because I was always super shy, big introvert, and I was scared. Like I was scared of the stage. I was scared of standing in front of people and just really letting myself go. So I feel like theater was part of my beginning before film for sure.
Oh,
Um,
listen, I'm listening to you, and you're saying that you were introverted, but now you're doing all of these different things. What was it that drew you towards theater? Because I mean, theater, you're wide open. You know what I mean? So, what made you go toward theater?
I think it was the opportunity to just be someone that isn't me. Like, yeah, at the end of the day, when I stand up there, I'm still Shanna, but that's not what I put in my mind. I'm like, girl, we Jasmine today. So just put in my mind, like it was like a role play when I was a little kid. And I finally had the opportunity to do it in real life and just fully tap into this character and forget about my insecurities, forget about everything else. I just want to be able to tell this story in the best way possible. And I feel like sometimes theater is the best way to do that, because you really get to be free. You
Right.
know, you get to be free when it comes to theater. So
Well, I think that was brave. And obviously, you made a good decision because you're doing all of these different things. You're able to be an example for your daughter, who's also, it looks like, is, following in your footsteps. As far as, building that foundation, where do you see yourself, within, let's say, the next 5 years, whether it's based in this industry or things that you're looking to accomplish?
making money.
Yes.
Making money doing what I love. Because I've already actively been working on doing what I love for, a few years now. But now it's like putting the money behind it,
Mhm.
to be able to create more and give more opportunities to the people around me. There's so many people around me that are always willing to hop on board, but I want to finally turn to them and say, like, hey, you ain't got to worry about that. Like, I got you. Like, I'm flying you out. I'm putting you up in the hotel.
Not you fluid
Okay.
out. Oh,
Yeah.
listen, flued out. They don't got flued out by Shanna J. I
Yes.
know that's
Yeah,
right.
that's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want for the people around me, the people that I work with, because I appreciate them so much. You know,
Yes.
and it's nice to be like, oh, I love you, I appreciate you, but hey, everybody needs money. At
Right.
the end of the
This
day,
is true.
like life is it's getting harder. It's getting
Yes.
harder out here. And so sometimes like the favorite thing, it's only gonna last so long. So
Right.
I'm hoping to be in a place where I can just be creating more, spitting out more movies, working with more actors and creators, and just have some money behind it.
Gotcha. So speaking of things getting harder, right? Because like you said, no matter what industry anyone is in right now, we do see, the inflation rates, we see the cost of living, we're seeing all these different things that are straining our pockets, right? Everybody, I mean, even the wealthy, they're like, hey, what do you think are some things that we can do as far as the entertainment industry, just to make it more feasible, I guess, for others, like someone looking to, get be a part of this industry.
Mm, I would say don't do it unless, and it's just honesty, unless you're
Right.
absolutely passionate about it. Like you cannot imagine yourself doing anything else in this life. Nothing else brings you more joy than to be in this industry, because it's tough and it's more than money. It's other things that you have to go through as far as like your self-esteem and being rejected and finding your tribe and all of those things. Like there's so many negatives that come with it. So if you don't love it more than all of those things, it's definitely going to be a struggle. But if you're stepping into financially, find a sugar daddy.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
I,
Listen, that's the truth
I
though.
can't bring
That's
myself to
great
do it.
advice.
I can't bring
Yes.
myself to do it. But yeah, you got to do a lot of side gigs. That's what I do. Definitely, I do a lot of freelance work just to help support the dream, and hopefully, you have people around you that support you just as much. Look out for the grants that are available to you, because they're out there. And I know a lot of the times we think, oh, this is too much work. Once you see the application, all the things that they're requiring, and you're like, there's stuff out there for us. You just have to do your research. And again, if you're passionate about it, if you love it enough, you're always going to find a way.
Yes, that is true. I definitely love that advice. And I'm glad that I was able to ask you that question and get your response, get your take on that. Because we definitely, I want to say our theme music for anyone within any type of entertainment industry is definitely, and we don't own the rights to this song, but
Mm,
hustle hard. Rick
yeah.
Ross,
Mm,
hustle hard. Because you
mm,
have to have it. You have to have the drive, the tenacity. You have to have the love, like you said, and the passion for it, because without it, you're going to be lost. You
you
won't
are.
make it. You will not make it because it's not as easy as some make it look.
It's
And it
not.
takes time to get to a certain level within this industry to even, go about fluing people out and all that good stuff. So we have to definitely make sure that we're letting people know that, hey, this isn't an easy take at
Yes.
all.
And I think one of the bigger things as well is when you have family and friends that are behind you, like, hey, I mean, like, when are you going to be on TV? Like, oh, okay, you booked the audition. So how much is the check? Like different stuff like that. Sometimes it's like, well, hey, I'm going to do this, but it's only paying me 125 a day. 125. They're thinking like, okay, $5,000. Why you ain't making Tom Cruise money, Samuel Jackson money, Taraji P. Henson money? Like, they're wondering that, but I'm like, that's not how it works.
Right.
It's definitely not how it works. It's a process, and yeah, like I said, you gotta love it. You gotta
Gotta
love
love it.
it. So
Yeah.
many outside narratives that will tell you and make you feel like you just want to give up, and it
Right.
could be right before your breakthrough. So
And this is true. And like they say, every no is just one more step closer to that yes. But do you have the drive to actually persevere to get to that yes?
mhm.
And that's where the thick skin comes in. Do you have that thick enough skin to make it and, prove yourself that, hey, this is what I'm meant to do. So yes, I definitely understand that and agree with it. Now, the name of my podcast is Synoria's Best Kept Secret. Are there any secrets that you're able to share, regardless of the industry or maybe trying to get into the industry that you're able to share with our viewers as far as, breaking into whether it's acting, producing, whatever that is?
I would say for me, that's funny because I used to ask that question when I would see other people be at a certain level. I would watch Issa Rae, and other people become so successful and wondered like, damn, what did they do? And I realized it wasn't until the moment that I became consistent that
Mm,
they really started to push. Like it's no secret. It literally is consistency.
gotcha.
And once I started being consistent and pushing past all of the negative obstacles, is when I started seeing results. Well, for example, earlier this year, I lost my grandma, and
I'm sorry to hear that.
the day after the funeral, I flew out to go film the series. And that whole week, there were so many things that made me feel like I want to quit, I want to give up, I want to stop. Like, what is happening? But then, like, look what became of it. Like, if I would have quit in the midst of the storm, um, then I definitely won't be reaping the benefits of all these accolades that we're receiving,
Right.
the opportunities that are probably coming our way from doing this, and the story that we'll be able to share with everyone.
Right.
So yeah, it's about just keep going, no matter what, no matter what, no matter what, no matter what. It could be 10 years. For some people, it's a few months, a few
Mhm.
weeks. Some people just get put out on the spot. Like you don't know what your journey is gonna be. But don't watch anybody else.
Exactly. Consistency is key, and your story isn't someone else's story, and your path isn't someone else's path. But as long as you're forging a path, you'll reach your destination. So, yes, I love that. And again, like I said, condolences, on the loss of your grandmother. We all go through different trials and tribulations throughout life, and I think being within this industry, sometimes it comes to that mental capacity because like you said, what if you didn't have that structure, that foundation, to say let me move ahead, let me move through? How would you be able to have all these opportunities, like being a part of the film festivals and the different projects that you're having going, if you would have given up in that
Mm,
moment? It's basically like you would have had to start all over again because you want to keep that momentum going no matter what you do. So I definitely appreciate that advice of, just keep going no matter what. It's like the little engine that could, we all learned that little story when we were younger. Just keep chugging along and eventually you'll get to what you're looking to accomplish. So
Yes, because the best kept secret is that there is no secret. Like you are it. You are it. It's completely possible. Just
yeah,
like stay focused, stay completely focused on the goal and what
yeah. And you have to know that you are enough because a lot of people too, and not saying that I've never been or felt defeated. Sometimes you go through different processes. Why didn't I get this? Or oh, I thought I would have had that. Or and you can't think like that because once you do that, you put yourself in a mental space that's hard to come up out of, and that's how a lot of people, go into these depressive states.
Mhm.
So you do want to just keep it in your mind that, hey, I am enough. For whatever reason, I didn't get, this, but I'm just getting that much closer to what I'm meant for. Whatever is for you will not pass you by. And
It
that's what I
won't.
like to live by.
It won't. Same. Same. I'm also a big advocate for therapy.
Okay.
I've been doing it for a year and a half now. So
Nice.
again, consistency. Like if I had just gone to therapy for a few sessions, I wouldn't be in the mental state I am now. You know, I wouldn't be able to view things the way I view things now. But due to my consistency and staying with a therapist, my mental health is definitely like in a better place. And you need that, especially in an industry like this, that can just be draining of your energy. Uh, you need that replenish of feeding,
Exactly.
bring good thoughts, and letting it all go.
So outside of therapy, are there any other things that you do to replenish yourself or to make yourself, feel whole again?
For sure. Writing is a big thing, and it may not be writing a script, although sometimes like that can be the best therapy. Just putting those situations onto paper and into your characters, and finding a solution through the story, because sometimes that helps as a form of healing. Just going for a walk, taking it in, taking in the environment, what is, where I am, the present moment, things like that. And yeah, I mean, I don't have too many things. I'm not the one that's always like, okay, I'm gonna go do my nails and my feet and I feel better. And I thought I would, you know, I've done that before. I was like, let me go to the spa, do my nails, do my feet, and then I'm done. And I'm like, oh, like they look good, but I don't feel better on
Mm,
the inside. So yeah, it's really just focusing on doing inner work sometimes, like
gotcha.
praying, writing down affirmations, and being intentional about the things I want, tying it in with scriptures and positive things, and that helps get me going again.
So affirmations, which are things that I enjoy as well, just being able to have some type of mantra or some type of reinforcement of, who you are and what you're trying to embody. Is there any affirmations that stand out for you or that, that really resonate with you that you share with others?
It's funny because you already said it earlier, like I'm enough, you know, I'm
Mhm.
on the plus size side. So going through the industry, that's definitely been a thing where you're worried about like, man, I'm not the right size to fit these roles. Like they're telling you straight up, like we want an athletic built, slim, slender, this
Oh
type of
yes,
thing.
it gets
And I'm
blunt.
looking, I'm
It
like,
gets
well,
very
this is
blunt.
slim, slender. Like, what you mean? Like, what kind of slim though? You
Right.
know, sometimes I see curvy and I'm like, well, do you really mean curvy? Or do you mean slim, slender with a little something? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Because their curvy isn't always
It's
our
different.
curvy. Yes.
Exactly. Yes. So I'm enough has been a big one for me, because of, you know, just building my self-esteem and my confidence over the years, which is definitely in a better place. Like there's nothing they could tell me now. But back then, you know, I felt that way. I felt like, man, like, am I never gonna be good enough to be a leading lady or to be this or to be more than a one-liner because of my weight? So yeah, I'm enough has definitely been a huge one for me.
Well, look, we see each other then,
And
'cause
we do.
then that stood out. Yes, I love that. Now, another question I have for you, being an actress and like you said, being a considered because we don't see each other as plus size, but in this industry being considered plus size, are there any role models or anyone that, you kind of look to as far as inspiration?
Um, I've seen a few, but honestly, I can't think of their names right now. Which
Okay,
is
okay.
sad, which is terrible. Because as an actor, you should know other actors' names. But sometimes it just leaves me.
Well, you have so many things going on sometimes within a day. It's just like, wait a minute, this thought left when this one came in. So I definitely understand that.
Definitely. And I'm trying to think. I think she was in First Wives Club. I cannot think of her name right now. She's a lighter
Not
skinned
Jill
lady.
Scott. Was it Jill
So,
Scott?
Jill Scott too. Jill Scott, my girl.
Okay.
But it wasn't her, but her too. She on the list.
Who else on?
Right.
Oh,
She's a comedian as well, I think.
Michelle.
I don't want to tell you
Buteau,
yes.
Michelle Buteau, the fair kind of fair skin with the curly.
Yeah, I think she has little
Yeah,
freckles too.
Michelle
And
Buteau.
like the
Yeah,
bigger
that's her.
hair.
Okay. Yeah, because
Yeah.
she has another show that I love, Survival of the Thickest.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up? Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Her.
speaking of that, are you into comedy, or is that something that you dabble in?
Comedy is one of the hardest things I feel. I definitely want to step more into it. I definitely want to do some more training behind it, because being funny with your friends is different than being funny when it comes to film and the
Okay.
script.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I haven't dived into it deep, but it's definitely something I want to study more because I love comedies and I love to make people laugh. So it's definitely something I'm going to look into.
Listen, I'm going to tell you a quick little story for myself, right? So, in my family, I'm known as more of the, so I'm an auntie, and I'm an auntie of a few. So, I have to be strict at times, put your auntie hat
Mhm.
on. And so, my sisters, they were telling me, they was like, they're like, because they support me and all the things that I do, the podcast, my acting, anything that I do. And I was telling them that I was interested in going in comedy, and they were like, everybody's looking at each other with the side eye. And I'm like, what? What? I can do comedy. You're a little too strict for comedy. Stick to, and they were like, you need to stick to this and you need to stick to that. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna prove you heifers wrong.
It
So
will.
that is on my list to do
Yes.
as far as getting in some type of comedy, because I feel like once you do get into comedy, it opens up so much. Like if you look at these different people, like we were saying, Michelle Buteau, just these different comedians, of course, Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
Even remember when Regina oh, not King, Regina Hall, when
Mhm.
she first started off, she was doing all like the little spoof movies and all of that. And
Yeah.
look at her now, like, oh
Yeah.
my God,
It does open
look at
doors.
her
Like
career.
honestly, it does. It really does. It really does.
Yes, and then she's just so versatile, because I would have never thought then, looking at her in like the scary movie spoofs, that she would be this, serious actress that she's in, these
Yeah.
different projects that she's done. But look at the transitions, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, it definitely opens up a lot of doors. And
And
like I
sometimes that's where you got to start, where the doors are
mhm.
going to open
And
up.
like I said, I have to prove my sisters wrong, because I can be funny, damn it. I know
I
I
lost
can.
you. I apologize. I lost you for a second.
Oh, you see
My
me?
computer was talking about some Adobe update. I was like, whoa, whoa.
Uh-oh,
I
okay.
apologize. We're here though.
Okay. Yeah, because I didn't lose you, but I don't know.
It's the
Okay,
op.
so we,
Don't
we're
worry. It's
good. We
the
good.
laptop is the op. Don't worry.
That's what's up. No, but I was just saying, yeah, about the different, career moves that Regina Hall has had, and being able to transition from like mostly comedies to now all of these, serious roles, or roles that have really separated her from those character type roles. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
yeah.
And that led me back to what I was saying. Like, yeah, sometimes you got to start where the door can be open for you, as long as it's something that you're comfortable with.
Right.
Because I know a lot of times some actors go out of their way just to do whatever because they want to so badly be a part of the industry. But it's never worth losing yourself for sure.
Yes, never sacrifice your self-worth. Yeah, because I get these things. I was telling my fiance one time, um, I got this breakdown, and it was like, you might get some that might say, silhouette, but then you get the others that are like
Mhm.
full nudity, or
Yep.
it's like,
When
y'all
they go into
ain't
the
tan enough for
details,
this, first of all, to be talking about full nudity. But then it's just like, no,
right?
do I really want to, no, I'm good.
No, no, no. I
I
can
don't
do
know if they
the
can handle all of
lingerie,
this.
but baby, we don't. Why do we need it?
Right.
They don't need to see your nipples for what? For what? What they gonna do with that information? Nothing. That's
Now,
it.
who was it? Holly Berry, when she did the scene in was that oh God, I'm trying to,
Oh, mm, I know
you know
you're
what
talking
I'm
about.
talking about, Swordfish. And
Yes,
she did the, now I know Holly got paid a pretty penny for that. But we
yes.
look, if we ain't getting Holly
You talking
money,
about 125 a day, $75 a day? Really?
if we didn't get Holly money, no tatas for you.
Mm-mm,
Sorry.
mm-mm,
Oh
mm-mm.
my God. But yes, it's just all about, to each his own. Like you said, it's all about your comfort level. and what you're okay with doing. But me myself, I just know it's nothing. So my agent one time, they sent me something about the silhouette. And they were like, "Well, we know you said you wouldn't do the nude,
Mm,
but would you do the silhouette?" I'm like, "For what? For why? No, because I'm
mm,
still gonna be, in these skimpy outfits on set. So
mm,
even though the audience isn't seeing me, all these camera people, production, no, I don't need all my goods out like that. I'm
mm, Stand, you know your worth. You know your worth.
Yeah, yeah. Unless I choose to do it, like I said, then that's different. But no, don't impose that on
I
me,
mean,
please,
for sure.
please. So go ahead and tell us, where are we able to find you on social media?
Shanna J underscore SHANNAJ. And once you're there, you'll see everything that I do. It'll lead to my acting page, which pretty much the same stuff I post on my regular page, except I keep the stuff that are strictly acting on that page, as well as Blurred Ties, the series. There's a link to that on there. My production company is on there, which mostly right now has been photos and videos that I've just been doing for people. But I'll be working on that later. But everything about me, website, all of that, any article interviews I've done is on the link tree that's on the IG. So
Yeah,
everything's
don't you love the link tree that you can just click? Everybody
there.
just click.
Everything you need,
People follow directions. They
if
just
they do,
and you're
yeah,
able to see everything.
everything makes it easy. So everything is there.
A
Everything is
one-stop shop.
there. Yep.
Yes, I love that. Well, I do want to just ask one last question before we get out of here. Did you have anything else that you would like to share with our viewers today?
Mm. Uh no, just to like keep going. Keep going.
I love that. Keep
I know
going,
I know it's
persevere.
hard. I know it's hard. I know that, you may not see the end and the harvest that you're about to reap. But if you really want it, just, keep going.
Keep going. Yes. Well, you all heard it from Shanna J. Make sure you all keep going. And also make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, and follow us on all social media platforms. Again, this is Synoria's Best Kept Secret podcast. We appreciate you again, Shanna J, for stopping by. And I will see you all next time. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.